Hello, I'm Mooney Starr. I'm the general manager at Mark Martin Ford in Batesville. I'm also the manager of Mark Martin Chevrolet in Melbourne, and I also own Batesville Motor Speedway here in Locust Grove. And actually, I'm here today to wake up Faulkner County on what they need to get a part of. John 316 is an organization that we have here in town. I do all I can do to get involved. Thank goodness that I've never been involved in drugs and alcohol to the extent that I couldn't handle it. But there's so many lives that has been ruined, and this is the best program that I have ever seen, bar none. I would invite you to come to one of their church services, and that will wake you up automatically. They've got kids and wives, and they get to come visit them on Sunday. And that's the only time that these guys get to see their family. It's kind of like they're in prison to wake them up and to start a new life, but it's in a family atmosphere. Brian Tuggle does a tremendous job to teach these guys the walks of life. These guys are on Skid Row. They're at the bottom of their life, and if they can be involved in something, you know, they come here to, we have what's called fan days every year here at Mark Martin, and we bring in Mark Martin and Tony Stewart and Dale Earnhardt Jr., and we bring in all these celebrities. These guys are a part of that. It makes them feel good about their life. One of them is Jim Holt. I'll call his name out because he was originally from this area. He's moved to Florida and got on drugs. He's 56-year-old, and he's ruined his life, so to speak. He has a member of John 316 for ever how long it took him to straighten his life and change it. He hit me up at one of the functions. He said, Mooney, I like 2 more months. What about hiring me at the Ford store? I don't care to tell you, I was a little bit skeptical. You know, I mean, this guy's been on cocaine, and I'm a little scared of him. So I said, come by and talk to me. So I sat down and spent 5 minutes with him. I said, this guy's the real deal. He's been working here for a year. Out of the 12 months, he's been top salesman 9 out of 12. I get comment after comment about how nice he is for my customers. I mean, people brag on him, people love him. Now, he was on Skid Row. He lost it all. He was a doper. If it wouldn't have been for Brian Tuggle, he would have probably been dead by now.
Yeah, I'm Jim Holt, graduate of John 316, graduated almost a year ago. You know, real quickly I'll share, I started drinking and drugging when I was 15 years old. I was out 44 years. About a year and a half ago, I got introduced to John 316 through a friend of my sister's. I was actually dying out on the streets at that time, and I was addicted to crack cocaine and could not stop. John 316, I spent 6 months there. Only thing I can share was it saved my life. It gave me a chance to come in and get off the streets, and today I'm clean and sober. I've been here, like I say, almost a year, and it gave me the power of choice back. I was fortunate enough to be saved, you know, through the power of Jesus Christ. I'll share that. I don't mind saying that to people today. There was a time that I couldn't do that.
I'm telling you and everyone that's listening to me that y'all need to get this going as quick as possible. You don't need to wait any longer. You need to have some functions, raise some money, and get it going, because it's the best thing that I've ever seen, that I've ever been involved with.
Hello, my name is Calvin Wright, Assistant Manager at the Home Depot, and James Lloyd is an associate with us, and we're definitely glad to have him. Just like everyone else, James went through our interview process. We were very pleased with what he had to say and the abilities he brought to the table, and he has definitely been a great hire for us. James has progressed with the company, starting as a sales associate, moving on to being a sales specialist, and now he is a department supervisor. Working with James, the Home Depot has become more familiar with the men of John 316 Ministries, and as a result, they have been able to help the store out with weekend events such as cooking for the customers and recognizing them for high performance. James has definitely been a great asset to the Home Depot, and we would love to recruit more men from John 316 Ministries.
Hi, I'm Deborah Frazier. I'm the Chancellor at the University of Arkansas Community College in Batesville. By being a Chancellor, many of you might relate that to the President of a college. We are part of the university system, so my role is Chancellor, and what I do a lot of is interact with a community. How we got involved with John 316 was my former boss and Brian Tuggle got together along with another community leader, and they determined that the rehabilitation of these men was very important, both physically and spiritually, but also after they got their lives in order, that perhaps advanced education or training would be an option for them. And so we looked at the curriculum that we we had here and determined that our guys, and I call them our guys, the John 3:16 guys, would probably do very well with time management, a goal setting course, trying to figure out priorities in their life as they were beginning to reclaim their lives. We put them through a college strategies class, gave them a foundation for academic studying. The gentleman that taught the very first college strategies, he came back to me and he said, after he finished with the first group, he said, "Miss Frazier, thank you so much for choosing me." And Dennis really didn't understand that God had chosen me. I had not. And Dennis says, "You don't understand what a true blessing that these young men or these men are in your lives, and to be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem." As people become addicted to drugs and alcohol, they become users or takers. And I think probably one of the most substantial things that I could tell you about the change in the men from John 3:16 is that they're no longer takers, they're givers, they're doers. They are, I see young men who have gone through the program and they're with their husband, they're with their wives and their children, their fathers and husbands to these women and children, where before the addiction had taken that relationship and destroyed it. And through the John 3:16 ministries, they have been given that life back.